Guys, it has been a very long time, but if you clicked into this video, you are trying to get organized for 2026, and that is what I'm trying to do also. So I have been working on something that I'm very proud of, and I have been using it for the past couple of months, and I wanted to make sure that it was, just right for you guys. So I've been working on this product, and it essentially a system that I use to keep myself organized. It's a system that I've been using, I'm gonna say, for my creative career, but I've just kind of like actually went through and actually formalized it in the most recent months. I think I started on this back in like September or October, but I most recently have taken the last couple of months and actually put it into action, and I'm ready to share it with you all. So we're going to go through it together. It is called the Creative Balance Tracker, and I'm going to walk through it with you guys, and I'm also going to make some tweaks while we're doing this video so that by the time you guys see it, it is ready for you to purchase. Yay! So in the description box, there will be a link to purchase as well as a discount code for you to get it at a discount. I think it's labeled, I think it's $49.99, but when you watch this video, it'll only be $20 for you. So you get to start off your 2026 right. So what is the Creative Balance Tracker? If you are a multifaceted creator like your girl, you do a whole lot of things and you need a spot to keep track of all those things. I did the planners. I tried to do planners for each one of my ventures. It didn't work. I tried to do one planner for all of my ventures. It got chaotic, and I needed something that I could use across multiple devices, that could be all in one thing, and that just really kept me organized. I needed dates, I needed reminders, I needed all of the things. And of course, if you know me, you know I'm a ClickUp girly. So I started to play around with ClickUp, like how could I take the things that I was doing with my notebooks and my planners, and how could I translate it into ClickUp? So if you don't know what ClickUp is, it is a project management system. And the way that it's set up, you have your workspace, which is just your account, and then you have spaces. So spaces is your overall projects, and your spaces is broken down into folders, your list, and then your task. So essentially, when you open up your Creative Balance Tracker, you will have your folder, and then you'll have the different types of lists. And we're gonna go through every list. So let's get in there. So excited. So of course, we first open up. This is what ClickUp looks like. This is what my ClickUp looks like. If you didn't know, ClickUp did just announce their 4.0. So if you're new to ClickUp, you should already be on 4.0. But if you're someone who has used ClickUp in the past and you have not swapped over to 4.0, I think they just widely released it a couple of weeks ago to everyone. But I think you can, for right now, still go back and forth. But I'm in 4.0. So if your workspace looks a little bit differently, then you might be in 3.0. Swap over to 4.0. It's much better. So as you can see, you will get a document that explains what it is, and I love gifts. I am a gift. I'm never calling it a GIF. I'm a gift connoisseur. I'm a millennial. Sue me. But I do explain the breakdown of each list, so you can go through and you will have this to always reference. So let's go into our first list, which is our daily task list. So right now, this is just some examples that I have in there. So the daily task list is exactly what it is. This is where I brain dump every single morning. I have some, and I put a screen grab up there. I basically have a home screen. I created a form within this list that allows me to just brain dump each morning. So every morning I grab my phone, because I grab it anyway, and I brain dump what I need to do for the day. And they automatically pop up on this list. So when they pop up on this list, automation says it's due for today, and it assigns it to me. The reason I make it assign it to me, even though I'm the only one in my workspace, that is so it pops up on my home screen in my task. If it's not assigned to you, it won't show up in what's assigned to you. That's just how ClickUp works. So of course, most people like to work in the board view, so I have that set as the home. So that's the first thing that you'll land on. If you're more of a list or table girl, you can add multiple views. ClickUp has multiple views, so you can do a table, you can do timeline, Whichever one works for you, you can add that view. I have a paid account, so you can operate this on a free account or their lower tier, but I am on their business pro plan. I did want to put that out there. And I believe I have a discount code or a discount referral link. If I do, it'll be in the description box. If not, I'll find you one. But this form, you'll also have this form as well. And again, it's just what you're working on today. So again, I add this to my home screen of my phone. If you have an Android, iPhone, it does not matter. I add this form to the home screen of my phone and I just pop it in. That's it. Super simple. The second list is current focus. So this is more of your big projects. What are those big projects that you're working on? What I found, because I do so many things, I was finding myself becoming overwhelmed with those things, and I had to figure out a way of organizing and prioritizing what needed to be worked on. So that's what my current focus is. So as you can see, when you open up the task, I kept the stages very simple: brainstorming, planning, in progress, in review, complete. That's all you need. A lot of times, multifaceted creators, because we think we need all of these different stages, we try to break projects into very, very smaller steps, and then before we know it, the ideation to creation has gone from A, B, C, D to A to Z. And for creatives, the longer portion you have between ideation and creation, the more you're at risk of not completing that project. So shorten your process between ideation and creation, and you're more likely to complete the project. So that's why I only have brainstorming, planning, in progress, in review. And of course, you do have the option to add subtasks or create checklists, and you can add those little extra steps there. But as far as statuses, do not give yourself too many statuses. I found too many statuses would completely stress me out. So in your custom fields, you have the different categories. So for my categories, it's content, admin work, my 9-to-5, systems, my creative life, and then my different businesses. And of course, you can go through and you can edit all these as you see fit. And then emotional check-in. How does this project make me feel? Because there are projects that you don't necessarily want to do, but you have to do. It might be a project for a client. And putting this emotional check-in there, because if I know that it's a project that makes me feel overwhelmed, I now know that when those projects come along, I might need to pass that client off to a colleague, or I might need to I might not need to take that project. So that emotional check-in, I can look back and be like, oh, you know what? I did this project before. I probably don't need to do it again because it kind of stressed me out. Your energy level. As creatives, we have very high energy days and we have very low energy days. So when we are looking at projects that we need to work on, we know we still need to get that work done. We have to use our energy very, very carefully. So knowing and labeling the energy level that each project takes lets us know when we can work on it. So that way we can still be productive even on the low energy days. So if you know a project like this one is filming a video, that is a high energy, I put low, but that's not low. That's a high energy task. So if I know I'm having a low energy day, I can't film a YouTube video. It's going to have to be something, I need to work on something else. And then goals. So if you are someone who likes to do 12-week years, or you just like to track your goals, this is a space for you to be able to type in how this project connects to an overall goal of yours. And that's just a little extra tidbit for there. And then priority. If this is a high priority, moderate priority, or low priority. Again, keeping it super simple, but also letting you see how you utilize your time. And then again, you got the board view. I like to see this one in list view because I can also estimate the time. And the time allows me to let me know if this is high priority or low priority, because if it only takes me 30 minutes to do, I can go ahead and knock that out really quick. So that is the current focus. And then we're going to go into weekly reset and reflection. This is the one I really, really love, because I think as creators, we really truly forget to reflect on all that we accomplish, especially if we're multifaceted. So what this allows us to do is to take a minute, 5 to 10 minutes a week, and reflect on what we've done for that week. And how I have this set up is it emails me straight to my email, and it's basically like, hey, answer these 3 questions. What went well? What drained you? What are you changing next week? So of course, when you go in, I just want to clean up the list a little bit, but when you go in, you'll be able to put in which week you're doing this for. What was your energy rating for that week? What was your biggest win? What was your major challenge? What did you need to adjust? What did you do some self-care? Like, was it good? Was it bad? Like, how did you take care of yourself? And that just really allows you to understand, like, what does your weeks look like? And I haven't been doing this as much as I should have, which for 2026, I'm definitely going to do this weekly. What I have been doing is just responding to the email. I would just respond to the email and it'll show up as a comment. But instead of going in here, but for 2026, I'm actually going to come in here and actually fill out this chart more. So that way I can have a big overview picture of like, oh, this is what my week has looked like, or this is what my weeks look like. Like, what do I actually need? And if you see a recurring theme, it's going to help you go into the next list, which is our systems and sustainability. If you are a multi-faceted creator, you need systems. They are not the enemy. They actually help you with your productivity, and they don't have to be scary. I think a lot of times when people think of systems, they think of very rigid lines that you have to follow and rules that you have to follow, but they're not that. Systems just help you stay organized, and they help you stay sane and make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself. So if you, in a perfect world, if I had done my weekly reflection and review, I would then know, like, oh, for example, for my 9 to 5, oh, I'm doing too many of these miniature tasks that are taking up too much of my time. I need to train one of my employees to do this so I can free up time to do more high level work that my executive director needs me to do. And that would be, I would find out during my 30-day system review, because I would look at my weekly reflection. Hey, this is what kept going wrong. This is what kept draining me. This one task kept showing up, and what drained me, this was showing up. This is what I know I need to change. That is what this is for. So I implore you to do your weekly reset and reflection, and then do a 30-day system review. And you can spread it out you can do it multiple times. So when you open this up, you will be like, okay, what are you looking at? What category are you looking at? Are you looking at content? Are you trying to keep, delegate, automate, or drop it? I want to delegate something. How often does it happen? It happens weekly. What are your notes? Okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z. What is the status on this? It's working. I just need to delegate it. And then what is that system name? Weekly admin task, whatever you call it. And so then now you know, like, okay, this is something I need to delegate out. And then you do that as many times as you need to. And it'll actually, once you add a new task, this is the this is the template that's going to pop up. So I've already have it in there that this is the template that's going to pop up. So when you open this, these custom fields will be ready for you. It will label it 30-day system review, and it'll go through this process with you. So it's just already ready to go. And then the final list is ideas and inspiration, which as multifaceted creative, we have a lot of those. So of course, I'm a girl who loves forms because I need it to be quick. I need it to be as simple as possible. Ideation to creation needs to be simple, quick, and needs to be done. So again, this is another thing where I have it as a form on my home screen, and I just go in, I tap that button when I have an idea, or if I see some inspiration, I tap it and I put it in there. Is it an idea? Is it inspo? I put a little text. What category is this for? It's the same thing. And this piece of content I want to do, am I trying to do a product? This is a new offer. This is just something that inspires like my life. Like if there's something I see that I want to do with my friends, with my family, with my husband, this is just what is. And you can add as many categories as you want to. And is this something that I need to do right now? Or is it just something like, oh, I just saw it, like it is what it is? And is this something that's going to take a lot of energy to execute, or is it low energy? Again, we have to keep and protect our energy. So we need to keep track of how much energy we exert when we are doing these type of things. And then put as many notes as you need to, and if you took some screenshots, you can upload the screenshots. And then you can also do a link if you are seeing it like on Instagram or something, like, or TikTok trend or something like that. You can also paste the link there, and then you submit it, and it's going to show up on this board. I haven't had any inspo come lately, so it is what it is. Now, let me put an example. When you are looking at this and you're saying like, oh, well, this is something that I really want to do, there will be a checkbox, and you will move it to your daily focus. And once you move it to daily focus, it will take it from this list to your my current focus list. Perfect. And when you go to my current focus list, it will just copy it over, and then you start all back over. Like, you go to my current focus, fill that task out, and then it's time to start over. And that is the meat and bones of the creative balance tracker. And for each one, there are a few automations set up for each one. Like on the daily task one, again, this won't already be there. It will just be turned off. So when a new task is created, it will automatically put a due date, and it will automatically add you as an assignee. So you just have to make sure that you turn it on when you upload your template to your workspace. So you just have to turn it on. For your form, everything should be good and ready to go. You just have to grab your link and put it on your homepage. For the My Current Focus, there are a few different automations in there. Again, all of these will be already in there. You just have to turn them on. They're turned off now, because if I hadn't turned them off, then they would still be running, and then you'll be like, because some of them are recurring tasks, so you'll be like, what's going on? So you have to just turn them on when you upload the template to your workspace. So this one is if you turn your emotional check-in, if it's overwhelmed, so if you're saying like, oh my God, this task will make me feel overwhelmed, you are going to get a subtask automatically created that says break this down into smaller steps. If you're overwhelmed, break it down. And sometimes we need that reminder. Like, sometimes we'll just try to do it all in one big chunk. Like, no, break it down. Just, girl, it's okay, break it down. So then when you complete all of your tasks, when it's completed, it'll just archive the task, which will still be live, so you can still search for it. It'll just be archived, so it can be moved off of your list. And then when you start to fill in the goal connection, it'll just say add goal connection to keep this aligned. So it's just a few of the automations. And again, if you know ClickUp, then you know how to add automations in there. If not, just think about things that make this easier, that automate your systems. It's not always about doing everything manually. Just do and try to automate as much as possible. And I think those are the only two besides this one. This one is when you change the status to move to focus, it will create a task in your My Current Focus. So if you're like, okay, I am ready to move this to, I'm ready for this to go from ideation, and now it's time to go to creation, you'll change the status to move to focus, and it will move it from this list to your My Current Focus. And it's time to get busy. It's time to get busy. So that is the majority of the My Creative Balance Tracker. There is also a overview dashboard. I don't really use the ClickUp dashboards, but there is an option to add one, but you do have to build some of it out yourself. So I wanted to show you guys how to do that. So when you get yours, you will have the task energy by level, which will just pull in all of your energy level on your task. It will have your list about what all your tasks listed, where's your progress on those, and then if you wanted to, which what I do, but I wanted to show you guys how to do it. If you wanted to add all of your forms to your dashboard, you would go into add a card, and then you would go find notes, and I like to move mine right up here. It's very, gonna make it smaller. Move it right up here and move it here, and then slash command, and then you add a button, and then you would go and find your link for your form, and you would paste it in the button and then put whatever form it is, and then that's how you would add your buttons there. And so what I typically do will be to add all my buttons here. So all my buttons will show up, and you can add as much stuff as you want to. Sometimes I put gifts up here just to remind myself, or I'll keep a little notepad, so if I'm in here I can write quick little notes. You can playlist, like I'll embed a Spotify playlist, so if I'm in here and ClickUp and I'm listening to this music, I can just go to my dashboard, tap it, and it'll go into Spotify and start playing some music. And this also just lets me see, like, hey, once this is actually really used, it will really break down, like, okay, this is just really what I've been doing for the past year, for the past couple of years, what my life has really been looking like, and all of the things that I've been able to accomplish. You can break it down by all of your custom fields. So if you wanted to see what you were breaking down by your categories, your projects, so say if you are somebody who does social media, creative direction, and email marketing, and those type of projects that you like to get, you can see what you're completing by those types of projects. So it is your world and you get to build it. And that is the Creative Balance Tracker. And I hope this was a great overview. I could talk about this forever. I hope this made sense. I try to keep it as simple as possible, and it might seem like it's a lot, but once you go in there and start actually using it and doing especially the daily task in my current focus and start actually brain dumping, and the task starts showing up and you start actually getting things completed, it really helps you see whether you're doing too much and really need to pull back, doing too much and need to refocus, doing too much and need more help, doing too much and you have too much help and you might not need that much help. What are your systems like? Do you have good systems? Do you have bad systems? What do you need tweaking? This really helps you get that bird's eye view that I think a lot of creatives are missing. And I really do hope that it helps you. So if you made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you. And I hope that your 2026 is marvelous, spectacular, creative, but most importantly, balanced. And I'll talk to y'all soon because this is only the beginning. Bye.
If I had you back